Hello, this is Amber, and I'm here with a 40 to 45 minute seated and standing, no equipment needed, low impact exercise for you. You'll just need a nice sturdy chair, preferably without any arms to it, but if you have arms, you can definitely work with that. So we'll start off with 3 big grounding breaths, finding our seated position, toes pointing forward with our knees going in the same direction, about hip distance apart. Always available to lean back if you need some more support, or engage those ab muscles nice and tall. Taking a deep breath in through the nose as we raise our arms up. Exhale, floating the arms down. Finding nice slow breaths here, in and up. Out and down. Last one, get real tall. And then nice and soft. Okay, here's our warm up. Opposite arm, opposite leg, marches. Remember, everybody's going to look a little bit different. Everybody's going to feel a little bit different. Everybody's body's different. That's okay. Finding your own pace is what's important. Not pushing ourselves to injury. And we'll be focusing a lot on our lower body today. We'll be hitting all the points of the body, but really focusing on those lower bodies, hips, legs. Remember, we're not going to hold our breath. We're going to focus on steady breathing the whole time. Taking breaks whenever you need to. Staying here. Or we're going to leave the arms out and just do some marches. Drawing the knee up towards the chest. And if this is too much, you can always just lift the ankles off the ground. Lots of options. Find what's best for you today. Okay? Let's keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finding a nice deep breath here. Okay, bringing the feet together. We're trying to keep our feet directly below our knees so our feet don't splay out from underneath the knees. Not as good for the knees as it feels. So it doesn't feel good for the knees at all. Anywho, starting with our little step to one side and back, over to the other side and back. You can always scoot forward in your chair, get a little bit more range of motion here in the legs, really focusing on movement at the hip. So just a little step, maybe even just dragging the foot slightly over to one side and then back. And remember, if anything hurts and you can't take deep breaths through it, just don't do it. Using our breath as our barometer. Staying here with our little steps or arcing over to the side and back. Like we're drawing a rainbow with our feet. And if one side's working better than the other, that's okay. If you have any injuries, it's okay to just stick with one side. Being gentle on yourself and yet still being disciplined. Okay. Let's go here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Okay, we're going to pick one leg to start off with. Option to grab the leg with the arms. We're going to pretend like it's a big pin or a crayon, and we're going to draw a circle with the knee. Okay, one direction, nice and slow. And if you're feeling pretty strong today, you can always let the hands go. Just using those thigh quadricep muscles here. Switch directions. Don't have to be big circles, can be nice and small too. Really getting those hip flexors here for 3, 2, 1. Let that foot come down. Deep breath here. Coming over to the other side. Always a good idea to start with the hands supporting the leg. And then option 2, release the knee. Good. Nice and slow. Switch directions. 2, 1, set it down. Big breath. Okay, onto our arms. We're going to have our elbows up high or low, depending on how our arms and shoulders are feeling today. And then we're going to take a deep breath, squeeze the shoulders back, elbows back, and exhale, squeeze the shoulders open, elbows forward. And again, it's not about how fast we can do the exercises. We want a nice range of motion. We want to take some time, think about what muscles are being activated here. That mind-muscle connection is really important. Good. You can always pretend like you're holding some heavy weights, giving yourself some resistance in your mind. Muscles will still act as if you're holding heavy weights. Isn't that crazy? Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Let those arms come down. Roll the shoulders out a little bit. Big breath here. Okay, one moment. Combining these feet and arm movements together, feet coming together, elbows up, and then we're going to do our little step out, open up the arms, little step out, open up the arms. If you're feeling nice and energized, you can go straight into big steps or seated jumping jacks, both feet opening up, or take it nice and slow as we gradually progress into the big steps. Remember finding what breath works best for you. Okay, final option, both feet. Pull that belly in tight so our torso is nice and stable. Only the arms and legs opening up. You got this. Let's go. We got another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Whew. Deep breath. Roll the shoulders back, maybe forward a couple of times. Just releasing any tension that may have built up there. Okay. Finding our feet and our starting position once more. You can scoot back in your chair. We're going to focus on our upper body, making our way down. Hands on the lap. Going to get nice and tall here. And as we exhale, we're going to allow the chin to drop down towards the chest. Head gets heavy, shoulders get heavy. Holding here and just feeling the stretch in the back of the neck. Tops of the shoulders for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our in-breath, we're going to raise our gaze up towards the ceiling. Even if it's just the eyes, maybe the chin tilts up. Shoulders stay down and back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in, coming forward. Big breath. And as we exhale, we're going to turn our gaze to one side, drawing the shoulders down and back. Hold and breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in and forward. Out into the second side. Try and keep those shoulders squared forward. Try not to twist the upper shoulders, just the head for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in and forward. Good. Last one. Big breath here. Exhale, let that first ear fall down to the shoulder. The shoulder is going to get heavy here. Option to keep the hands in the lap or let the arms get heavy, feeling a little bit more of a stretch in the shoulders for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in and up. Exhale, over to the second side, ear to shoulder, shoulder to floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in and up. Hands back in the lap. Just roll those shoulders out one more time. Just some feel good movements and stretches here. Switch directions. It's really good when we get our heart rate up and then we have a nice cool down and then we get it back up. Finding a variation in our heart rate and making that heart a lot stronger. Okay, little arm warm up here. We're going to bring our hands to our shoulders. Elbows are going to be out wide. And if you're feeling sore or tired, you can always have the elbows lowered or just do it with one arm. Okay, so we're going to be wide and then we're going to draw some circles. Be big or small. They can grow or shrink. I want to think about the integrity of our shoulder blades back here too. And switch directions. Nice slow breath. Remember, if we can't find our slow, deep breaths, we want to not do the exercise. Okay, arms out wide as feels good. Going to take a deep breath in and lift the elbows up. Shoulders stay down and back from the ears. Inhale, or exhale down rather. In and up. Out and down. 3 more. Last 2. Good. And then we're going to have the elbows as wide as we can. Big breath here. Exhale. Squeeze those elbows forward. In and back. Exhale forward. And you don't have to pull them all the way back here, just to starting position. They don't have to touch either. Last 2. Elbows forward, and we're going to let our hands unfurl. Good, and then we're going to breathe in, reach forward. Exhale, pull the hands back, shoulders back, elbows back. Inhale, like you're giving a gift to somebody. Exhale, like you're bringing a gift into your heart space. Good, 3 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, pulling you back. In and forward. Out and back. Last one. Staying here, taking a break, or adding a little lean, so hinging at the hips, reaching forward as if you were giving that gift across the table. Exhale, pulling a gift that you've received back, placing it into your heart. Good. 4 more of those. Inhale, reach. Exhale, think about that belly button pulling you back into the chair, drawing the shoulder blades back as well. Last 3. And out. Last one. And back. Good. Hands coming on a lap. Big breath here. Just finding stillness or rolling the shoulders. Coming into some hand exercises. So we're going to spread the fingers wide, feeling a little stretch in between the fingers in the webbing area. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing the fingers up and then open them up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. Now we're going to make little O's with our hands, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to release our pointer fingers up, middle fingers up, ring fingers up, pinkies up, and then thumbs come out. Good. Okay, let's do some circles. Switch directions. Now we're going to squeeze our fist as hard as we can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Maybe a little dog paddle Up and down for 3, 2, 1. Hands in the lap, big breath. One more stretch for the hands. Going to interlace the fingers, doing some figure eights. And staying here, or figure eights the opposite direction. And release. We're going to reach out, palms facing away from us, fingertips pointing up, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're bringing the hands to the back of the head or the back of the neck here. This is a big stretch. Just stay here and breathe. Make sure we're not leaning or looking forward. We want that heart and gaze shining forward. And if you want a bigger stretch, pressing the elbows back, maybe pressing the head into the hands. Deep breaths here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Coming back to center. Nice grounding breath. Coming into our cat-cows. I love doing these every single day. So bringing our hands to our lap, inhale, looking up, leaning forward if that's available to you. And then as we exhale, leaning back, chin to chest. So this is our first option, just feeling the whole spine gets flexed and extended here. If this isn't available to you today, you can always just do a nice lifting of the head and lowering of the head. Maybe the heart comes forward a little bit, doesn't have to go all the way down to the hip joints that we bend, and then maybe the heart just comes back. So maybe it's just our rib cage that's floating forward and back today. Finding whatever feels best in your body. 3 more. I love doing these seated or on your hands and knees every day. Such a good stretch for the back. Last 2. Last one. Okay, coming into some twists. So we're going to give ourselves a big hug, walking those fingers back as far as we can. Okay, always an option to just stay here, feeling those shoulder blades open up nice and slow. Take some deep breaths. Or if you're able to twist the upper body, pressing down through the feet, gluing ourselves to our chair. Big breath. And as we exhale, we twist to one side. Inhale, over to the other side. Finding a nice slow pace. You can always twist and hold if that feels better. These twists are really good for our lower organs. A little stimulating massage here. Again, we're listening to our body and seeing what works for us and what doesn't. And something might work for us one day and not the other day, and that's okay. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Option to stay here. Notice what hands on top. Or, well, no, let's move to the other side actually. So notice what hands on top. We're going to breathe in, open wide. Exhale, switch. Opposite arm comes on top, walking those fingertips back. You can even maybe grab the back of the shoulder blade and I'll help gently open that up here. Staying here is always a great option, or twisting some more. And we want to be twisting from that belly button. We don't want to be pulling with our arms. And just a nice little pivot at the waist. Again, not all of these are accessible to everybody, so modifying as you need. Listen to your body, most importantly. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Good. Big breath in and open as far as feels good. Maybe the arms are up, maybe they're down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Okay, let's widen our legs, getting down into our lower back and our hips a little bit. Feet can be as wide as the chair or anywhere in between. We just want to make sure that our toes and our knees are pointing in the same direction, okay? So again, option one, if you cannot do a circular motion coming from the hips, just do a little rock back and forth. This is a great alternative, or side to side. For everybody else, we're going to go ahead and make some circles. Feeling into that lower back, into the hips. This is great if you find yourself having tight hips. I know of some people who do it in the morning when they're stiff in the hips and they just pull their legs out from under the blankets right as they're getting out of bed and sit on their bed and just do some hip circles or Sufi grinds here. Good. You can stay here with the arms supporting the torso, nice and gentle. Or if you want a little bit more of a core workout, you can cross the arms over the chest. Decide what's best for you and your lower back and your hips today. And let's go the opposite direction. You can always replace the hands back on the laps if this becomes too much. You can also bring the breath into the movement. Our inhales bringing us forward. Exhales bringing us back. We want to think about our exhales, drawing that belly in towards the spine and engaging those abs, making them stronger with every breath. Abs are important for balance and for our lower back health. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. And bringing the hands back down on the legs for just some gentle movements here. And then when you're ready, coming up nice and tall. Okay, we're going to scoot to the edge of our chair, getting our hips a little bit more loosened up. So option one, we're going to come to our tiptoes and just bring one knee in, opposite knee in. Okay, so not everybody's hips move like this, and we want to hold on to our bottom of our chair so we don't slide off. Okay, so this is option one. Might feel good. Again, if it's not feeling great, you can always just do something else or just take a break. And option two is we're going to bring both knees to one side and over to the other side. This can be easy or difficult depending on your chair and the material of your pants. So just do the best you can with what you got, right? Little windshield wipers. These are also great to do in bed when you're laying on your back, knees in the air, side to side. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Good. Okay. Bringing those legs in about hip distance apart, back in our starting position. Hands on your lap. Let's heel toe lift. These are great for our ankles and our calves. And then a little shuffle over to one side, shuffle over to the other side. Maybe doing one more. Again, no rush. You don't have to look like me or what I'm doing. Just being gentle on yourself. Back to starting. So next, we're going to lift one leg, slow to lower down, and then the other leg, slow to lower. Thinking about those quadricep or thigh muscles here doing all the work. Maybe if your hands are resting on the thighs, you can feel them activate when you lift and soften when you lower. Again, this is bringing our mind-muscle connection into the picture. Okay, big breath here and out. Holding on to the bottom of the chair, lifting both legs up and lower. Do that 4 more times. In and up, out and down, nice and slow, trying to control all the lowering of the body parts that we lift and bend today. Last 2. That's half the workout. It's just keeping everything under control. Okay, here we go. We're going to march just the knees like we started off with in our warm-up. Good. Of course, you don't have to go this fast, or you can go a little bit faster. Nice slow breaths here. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Picking one side, and we're going to lift it up. Oh goodness, let's go 10 times, and then we're going to hold for 10 seconds, and then we'll switch. Okay, so I recommend holding the bottom of the chair, engaging those abs, and then bringing that first leg up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holding up here. You don't have to hold it up the whole time for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Whew. And give a little pat. Breathe that air, oxygen into the lungs, into the blood. Get that all flowing down to the legs. Okay, so now we know what's coming on for the other side. Remember, you don't have to lift your foot up very high, and you can always just do the heels too. Okay, let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. A little pat. Big breath. Okay, we're going to do almost exactly the same one more time, one more round. Starting on our first side, we're going to lift it up and down for 10, and then we're going to do little pulses at the top for 10. So we're not letting the foot drop down, but we're going to hold it. Again, always can do stuff with the heels, toes on the ground for less intensity. Okay, holding on. Deep breath. Exhale, sink into the chair. And let's begin for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold for 10 with the little pulses. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Big breath. Whew. Okay, on to that other side. Let's go ahead and get started right away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold up here for 10. Little pulses. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Big breath. Whew. Okay, we're going to do some stretches. So holding onto the chair, we're going to lift both legs up. We're going to pull the toes towards the knees. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to bring the heels in, toes out. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toes in, heels out. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Last one, seated, and then we'll stand up, drawing the knees in towards one another. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Maybe we're on our tiptoes or the inner arches of our feet. Just feeling a nice little inner and outer thigh stretch here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and open. Okay, we're going to stand up. So finding a wide stance or a narrow stance. You can always press off the chair or use your arms to swing up. Challenge yourself by not using the arms. Whatever feels good today. Taking it nice and slow and easy. We're going to take a deep breath in or out. And then as we breathe, we're going to come up. You squeezing those thighs and those glutes. Okay, let's go ahead and gently, slowly, carefully walking behind our chair. Okay, holding down on our chair, making sure we don't push our chair forward. We want our chair nice and close, so we're pushing down. Okay, and our feet are going to be about hip distance apart, toes pointing forward, knees slightly bent the whole time. Let's start with our heel toe lifts, up and down. Even when we come back on our heels, we want the slight bend in our knees. In any of these exercises, we can practice our balance. Again, I was saying that our strong core helps us in balance. So we want to think about pulling that belly in towards the spine and finding a focal point in front of you that's not moving. It's going to help with a lot of balance. So staying here or bringing one hand to the hip. Or maybe you're feeling pretty balanced today and you bring two hands. Don't have to go up as high. You might go a little bit slower, a little bit smaller. That's perfectly fine for 3, 2, 1, and hands back onto the chair. Go ahead and let's kick it back. So driving the heel up towards the glutes, up towards the booty, one leg at a time. Again, option to practice some balance here, engaging the abs, finding our focal point. One hand on the hip or two hands. Good. Remember, all these movements don't have to be as big or dramatic as mine. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Good. Big breath here. And out. Okay. Here, we're going to do a little bit more with our thighs and hips. So, toes pointing forward, about hip distance apart, little bend in the knees. This is always going to be our ideal standing position, okay? And then we're going to lift one leg out to the side, toes pointing forward. Leg does not have to come up very high, and then nice and slow, set it down. And then switch over to the other side and down. So nice and slow here. I know it's tempting to go fast, but then we lose a lot of that muscle control and we're just moving. And even though moving does take a lot of muscle, we're really focusing on building muscle, and so we want to slow everything down and incorporate that muscle even more. Okay, you're going to start feeling a little burn here, and that's great. We love the burn. Shaking's okay. Finding those deep breaths. Staying here with both hands on the chair or opposite arm, opposite leg. We want the opposite side for a counterweight. Might be a little difficult, but if you find yourself lifting the same hand as your foot that you're lifting, you're going to maybe find less stability and risk falling over. So better have two hands on the chair then. Okay, we're starting to feel that burn. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Okay, we're going to bend one knee and then the other. Good. And you can hold, or you can do a little bit of a bounce back and forth. Should stretch out exactly what was burning. I know it does for me. Okay. Now we're going to find a wide stance with our feet. It could be as wide as the chair legs or a little bit wider here. And then option 1 is we're going to bring our head over to one side, hip goes to the other side. Remember modifying as you need. It doesn't have to look like this. This is nice and gentle. Lots of options here. Maybe bending one knee, little lunge. Maybe as you go to one direction, you reach, 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 and reach. Or to get a side body stretch, reaching up and up. Taking it nice and slow wherever you are, okay? That's the most important thing. Finding those deep breaths. Good. Okay, let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to center. Whew. Okay, so next option, we're going to do our hip circles. Imagining we're drawing a circle with our tailbone. If this isn't available to you right now, continue with the side to side hips or whatever else feels good in the body today. Just breathing. And let's switch directions. Again, you can bring one hand or both hands onto the hips for these. Good. Nice and slow for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up nice and tall. Let's bring the feet back in. Okay. Let's do a little bit of a balancing. So I'm going to bring our right foot directly in front of the left foot. If that's not available, they can be just slightly to one side. And I'll move my chair. You don't have to move your chair. Just wanted to show you heel to toe here. Bringing that chair close here. Nice little bend in the knees, engaging those abs, finding that focal point. So it's like we're on a tightrope here. And we don't want to be leaning forward. That's going to throw our balance off. So we want the shoulders directly above the hips and thinking about the hips and shoulders directly above our feet. So we're stacked up tall. And a nice slow breaths here. Maybe one hand comes off the chair. And if you're feeling really good about your balance today, and can come off the chair. I'm going to do a little wobble side to side, and that's okay. Balancing is not a staying still. It's constantly moving side to side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands back on the chair. And then we're going to step the opposite foot forward, opposite foot back, heel to toe if possible, like we're on a tightrope once again, bending the knees, and then keeping that chair nice and close here, okay? Again, if we're reaching forward, it's going to throw our balance off. Engage the abs. That's going to help you find a nice tall stance as well. Hold and breathe, finding that focal point. Maybe one hand comes off the chair. And maybe the second hand comes off the chair. Or maybe the hands just float above the chair for a little extra safety. Wherever you are, stay here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, let's go ahead and have a seat. Coming into our final leg stretches. Let me scoot my chair back. Okay. So starting with our legs, bringing one foot out in front of us, extending the leg. Big breath in. Exhale. We're going to bring our hand down towards the ankle. Doesn't have to come very far down. We want to feel that stretch in the leg and not in the back. If you're feeling too much of a stretch in the back, you're going to come up, pull that belly button in to help support the lower back. Okay. If you have glaucoma, keeping the eyes above the heart. If not, you can let the chin drop down, head gets heavy. An option to stay here, pull the toe up for a little bit of a hamstring stretch, or press the toe down to the ground, whatever feels best in your body today. Finding those deep breaths though for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow. Coming back up. Bring that foot in. Opposite foot extends. Big breath here. Exhale, forward fold. Finding your comfort level, because we're going to stay here for a while. Comfort level, or pushing ourselves, not to injury, but giving ourselves a little challenge by pulling the toe up or pressing the toe down. Whatever feels good in your body. Again, making sure that that belly is engaged. Supporting our lower back here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow. Coming back up. Okay, bringing both feet out parallel to one another. This is going to help with our lower back. So again, just being mindful, engaging the abs, helping support that lower back. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Again, keeping the head above the heart or allowing the head to get heavy. Finding our way down and hold here. Finding those deep breaths for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow. Bringing that belly back towards the chair. Movement starts from the belly. Coming back up. Okay. Option to stay here, especially if you have high blood pressure. We don't want to cross the ankles because that can cause the blood pressure to get a little bit higher. Or we're going to take one ankle over the other. Legs are still extended out. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Again, keeping in mind where we want our back, where we want our head, and then how we want our breath. Nice and slow for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow. Again, pulling ourselves up with that belly. Okay, option to stay here, especially if you have tight hips or hip injuries, or maybe even a knee injury, because we're going to bring the feet back, bringing that ankle to the knee. Okay, again, everybody's going to be a little bit different. They're going to look different. It's going to feel different. If you have any pain in the knee, you can try pulling the toe up towards the knee. If the pain is still pretty persistent, just stay here. Ankles crossed. Out in front, you can lean forward. Or staying here with me, taking some deep breaths. Remember, we don't want to be pulling ourselves. We want to just be sitting here, not holding any tension. Our deep breaths are trying to release any tension that we might be having right now. And then, of course, you can stay here if this is intense, or a big breath in. And our exhale, we're just going to gently fold forward. We're not pulling ourselves forward. Maybe we're just looking down towards the ground. That might be a big enough stretch. And if your ankles are crossed down in front of you, please go ahead and reach down there. We're staying here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow. Coming back up again with the belly or pushing ourselves up with the hands. Big breath here. Exhale and release. Or uncross the ankles. One big breath here at the center. And coming on to our second side. First option, feet straight out. Okay. Second option, if you don't have high blood pressure, opposite ankle comes on top. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Again, finding the comfortable position. Hopefully by now our lower back has been stretched out so we can go a little bit lower. If not, that's okay. We want to find those deep breaths for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow. Coming back up. Okay, option 1, staying here because we're going to do the ankle to the knee on the other side. If you know that that's not going to happen, just stay here. Or Maybe coming back to here, if the knee's feeling okay, hips are feeling okay. Again, one side you might be able to do it, one side maybe not. Knowing our body is very important for these classes, okay? Maybe drawing the knee up, or the toe up towards the knee rather, and then finding some deep breaths. Our deep breaths are going to help signal to our nervous system that it's okay for our body to release excess tension and not tense up and cause possible injury. Again, if you can't find your deep breath, you want to come out of it, crossing the ankles out in front. Okay, staying here if this is pretty intense, or deep breath in and exhale, hinge forward just at the hips, like our heart's being tugged before the head. And then maybe our gaze lowers if that feels good. And if your legs were extended and crossed at the ankles, please go ahead and lean forward as well. We're going to stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow. Coming back up. And one big breath here. Exhale it all out. Gently releasing the ankles. Okay, one more stretch for our hips and waist. We're going to do a twist. Again, if this isn't available to you, you can do any other stretch, or you can just twist at the neck. Okay, big breath in and up. Exhale, arms can be wide as you turn, or hands can find the leg, the chair, or the back of the chair. We want to prioritize lengthen the spine over twisting further, okay? Wherever you're at, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming back. Good. We can also imagine when we're twisting, our head staying above our heart and our heart staying above our tailbone. Second side, big breath in. Exhale, finding those hands on our leg or chair or both. Gently twisting, maybe looking over the second shoulder for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, coming to our comfortable seated position, hands coming out in front of us, palms face up. Big breath in and up, out and down, in and up, out and down. Last one, in and up, finding our hands together above the head, or just drawing them down to our heart center, giving ourselves a little nod or a bow, giving thanks for this day, thanks for all that we have, thanks for all that we can do. Thank yourself for showing up and doing the exercises today. I thank you for being here, and from my heart to yours, namaste.